Okay, so we've all been there, standing in that cold and flu aisle, trying to figure out exactly what kind of medicine is best for you and the kids. It gets confusing, right?
It sure does. And whether it's you who's sick or your kids or another loved one, it can be tough knowing what works best. Our own Help Me Hank consumer investigator, Hank Winchester, has been there, and that's why he's teamed up with our Dr. McGeorge for some expert advice. Hey there, Hank.
Hey, Damon and Karen, listen, I think we've all been there at some point, right? You get into a pharmacy like this, when you see all the products, it's just a little bit too much, so much information to take in. That's why I had the great pleasure of doing a little shopping with our own Dr. McGeorge. And Dr. McGeorge, really when it comes down to it, you have to take the time to look at the ingredients, right?
100%. You know, it's a tiny little panel, but that is where the money's at, literally, because you can save money by picking the ingredients that are most effective for the symptoms that you have.
But when we look at the back of this bottle, I'll be honest with you, I'm looking at ingredients that have 15 letters, 20 letters. It's confusing for me. I know it's easy for you, but that's why we have this information for you at home. Come along with us as we do a bit of shopping.
One is just cold and flu. The other one is severe cold and flu. Is this the one I'm supposed to buy if I'm severely ill? What does that mean?
Well, so that's a good question.
The doctor and the consumer investigator at CVS Pharmacy in Northville.
You can't buy into too much of the flashy marketing like VapoCool or Honey.
One, the medical insider, ready to show you what works and what doesn't.
And phenylephrine is a decongestant that's going to be taken off the market soon anyway, but...
Okay.
The other, the consumer investigator, showing you how to save and asking the questions that we all want to know.
If I just have a cold, do I have to buy severe cold?
The cold and flu aisle alone can be simply overwhelming. Dozens of products packaged to grab your attention. But what really works?
As a consumer, this is a mind-numbing selection. So you have to, first of all, I think, decide what product suits you best. So once you know, chemically speaking, what it is you want to achieve. I want to reduce my cough. I want to reduce my congestion. I want to maybe help myself sleep a little better. Then you can pick a product that will direct you toward those solutions.
The issue? Well, the buzzwords. They are slick. The packaging, it gets your attention. Severe, super infused, extra strength, super C, you name it.
Buying a generic, I know you can save financially, but is it worth it? Are you getting the same sort of medicine?
Absolutely. The generic equivalent is always going to be a better price and is never going to really compromise in terms of quality. The thing to remember about generics, though, is they can have a different taste. They might have a different texture. If, let's say, it's a chewable, it has different inert ingredients.
Okay.
That is, inactive ingredients. But the active ingredient, the chemical that you are most interested in, that is going to solve your problem, it is going to be exactly the same, generic or brand name. So I would always go with the generic. Personally, I always buy the generic.
You as a doctor always buy the generic?
Always buy the generic.
Okay, but so here's me though, thinking as a parent, sometimes I think, well, I can't buy the generic for my child because she deserves the better one. It's no better?
No, you're just wasting your money.
Are you
honestly.
kidding me?
Yeah, you're just wasting your money.
Can I get 5 years of medicine back?
On average, the generic option in this aisle will save you roughly $3 to $6, a significant savings for what Dr. McGeorge says essentially is the same exact product. So how else can you save? Loyalty programs. Sign up with your preferred store or pharmacy. Search the product online, look for a discount or a coupon code. The pharmacist may also have a promotion that can help you save even more. And since we're speaking of the pharmacist...
So you're saying that I can just go up to the counter and say, hey, this is what I'm feeling?
Pharmacists
They're so busy.
They are incredibly well trained and they are there to be helpful. So I would say not using them is actually really kind of silly.
And when it comes to treating a sore throat, well, here it's more about taste and personal preference.
It's all basically flavor of menthol that you want, but it's all essentially the same ingredient.
And now Dr. McGeorge reveals his top overall cold medication.
Well, I would take Sudafed all day long as far as treating congestion, runny nose, stuffiness over any of these other products all day long.
All right, here's what you need to know about Dr. McGeorge's top pick, Sudafed. You're not going to find it just on the store shelves. You have to actually go to the pharmacist. You'll likely find a card for it in the aisle where you would normally find these medications. The reason why, unfortunately, some people are using it in the wrong manner and making illegal drugs with the product. Dr. McGeorge, I mean, you really talked up Sudafed. So what's so great about it?
Well, you know, the bottom line is it actually works. It is, in all seriousness, it is a single ingredient medication that is highly effective at relieving congestion and a runny nose. It can even help with a cough if it's being caused by postnasal drip. It's just unfortunate that it's kept behind the counter now, but it is definitely worth the time to ask for it.
There you go. Sudafed. Also important to remember, there are generic versions of Sudafed too. So if you are looking to save, take the time, talk with the pharmacist. You can find a generic version also of this medication. Doc, thank you so much for all the information. We appreciate it. I guess that's what you're here for, right?
Like the morning.
Yes, and I'm coming back in the morning. Karen, Damon, back to you guys.
I was going to say, I did see some video of you guys working together. Not everything made the story, so I assume that there is a part 2.
Yeah, Karen, we could do a
You guys
dozen
could
parts
hang
of
out. You
Dr.
could have a
McGeorge.
whole
So much
series.
great information. We could. In fact, tomorrow morning, starting at 6 a.m., I'm going to be back live with the morning team. We are talking about vitamins. We're also talking about those popular hangover cures.
Oh.
Do these medications work? Are vitamins actually worth it? Again, Dr. McGeorge, you blew my mind with this information. I'm going to share it with all of you tomorrow in our Local 4 team in the morning. I'll see you there.
You two are good together. I like this little combo.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean, listen, I will be honest with you. I've known Dr. McGeorge for years, but having the opportunity to go into a store with him and really talk about these products, I learned so much, and that's our goal, is to hopefully help you learn too. So when you shop, you're better informed.
I liked when he used those big words and you were
And
like
it helps him
overwhelmed.
sleep better at night, too.
What did he say?
Yeah, it can be overwhelming. That's why we had this information for you.
Good job, guys. We'll see you in the morning.